I really don't, I promised. I have a hard time picturing a big wedding. You know, I am a 5. Marley shook her head. You were a 5. You're a 3 now. Right, I said, remembering my new label. I was born into a family of 5s, artists and musicians who were generally poorly paid. And though I hated the caste system in general, I liked what I did for a living. It was strange to think of myself as a 3, to consider embracing teaching or writing as a profession. Stop stressing, Marley said, reading my face. You don't have anything to worry about yet. I was about to protest, but was interrupted by a cry from Celeste. Come on, she yelled, slamming the remote against the couch before pointing at the television again. Ugh! Is it just me, or is she getting worse? I whispered to Marley. We watched as Celeste hit the remote over and over before giving up and going to the channel manually. I guessed if I had grown up as a 2, that would be something worth getting worked up over. It's the stress, I think, Marley commented. Have you noticed that Natalie's getting, I don't know, more aloof? I nodded, and we both looked over at the trio of girls playing their card game. Chris was smiling as she shuffled, but Natalie was examining the ends of her hair, occasionally pulling out a strand she didn't seem to like. Her expression was distracted. I think we're all starting to feel it, I confessed. It's harder to sit back and enjoy the palace now that the group is so small. Celeste grunted, and we peeked over at her, but quickly averted our eyes when she caught us looking. Excuse me for a moment, Marley said, shifting in her seat. I think that I'm going to the bathroom. I was just thinking the same thing. Do you want to go together? I offered. Smiling, she shook her head. You go ahead. I'll finish my tea first. Okay, I'll be back. I left the women's room, taking my time walking down the gorgeous hallway. I wasn't sure I would ever get over how spectacular it was here. I was so distracted that I ran smack into a guard as I turned the corner. Oh, I said. Pardon me, miss. I hope I didn't startle you. He held me by my elbows, helping me to regain my footing. No, I said, giggling. It's fine. I should have been watching where I was going. Thanks for catching me, Officer Woodwork, he answered, giving me a quick bow. I'm America. I know. I smiled and rolled my eyes. Of course he knew. Well, I hope the next time I run into you, it won't be quite so literal, I joked. He chuckled. Agreed. Have a nice day, miss. You too. I told Marley about my embarrassing run-in with Officer Woodwork when I got back and warned her to watch her step. She laughed at me and shook her head. We spent the rest of the afternoon sitting by the windows, chatting about home and the other girls as we drank in the sunshine. It was sad to think about the future just then. Eventually the selection would be over, and while I knew Marley and I would still be close, I would miss talking to her every day. She was the first real friend I'd ever made, and I wish I could keep her beside me all the time. As I tried to stay in the moment, Marley gazed dreamily out the window. I wondered what she was thinking about, but everything was so peaceful, I didn't ask.